hit a good. Some drug on my spot. Petty thieves hit a good lick, man. They got me for my jury. I was slipping, but we working on it. But we ain't even tripping though. I'm in the penthouse. How did they get in the penthouse?
How you got in the penthouse?
The penthouse, you only can have a fall from my floor.
Yeah, how they get inside? Somebody, that's an inside job.
I'm gonna get this insurance money. I'm gonna buy me a car. I ain't buying no jury. You know, I'm wearing eye watches. You niggas too petty. I ain't finna go crazy. I got footage and everything, but I ain't finna go crazy over no shit. We got insurance, so we good. But we ain't good. Well, we covered, but we good. You know, but it's still some slick shit. Yeah, I don't know. We got some.
That's some inside shit. It's somebody he knew.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm worried. I'm like, how the f get to the penthouse? Look how high we is. How the f get up here? They did steal some cash. They stole the sugar baby flowers. Stole the sugar baby flower. That's what cash they took.
How much they took?
Cash. Yeah, that's why I don't cash, cause shit like this.
Oh, they broke his shit all up?
They stole the sugar baby flowers. Nah, that's some black dudes. It's like 4 of them. I had insurance, but not enough for all my shit. I had too much shit to cover all my shit. A month be $10,000 a month on insurance. So I didn't have all my shit, but they ain't get all my shit either though. So they got the good shit though.
Rob his ass.
Take my problem. Everybody got to take L's just one way. We up, all we up. You got to take L's in this bitch. If that's my L, hey man, like I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? We'll be replaced. We gonna figure it out. It's all gonna come together. You see what I'm saying? This the mindset. It took me about 24 hours to, cause once you be, I gotta slide down on these. Once you get through the mindset of, man, let me go through my mindset of what need to happen. We can't crash out and go to jail to slide down on a crash dummy. We can't do that. So we gotta think it through and use mindset skills and like a king. None of that is nothing that I can't go replace today. That's what the blessing is, man. I can replace everything I lost today. That's the blessing. It's a difference when it's like that. You don't lose everything over stuff that you can replace right now because you that blessed. You see how I didn't go emotions with it? Emotions will make me slide down. Hey man, let me find this shit out, ride and shoot these. Nah, let's go talk to these people about, that chick and get the money. It might turn into a blessing through the chick. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I think, that's how I move, like a king. It's gone now. So at the end of the day, that's a good thing. I can go back and leave. I ain't got to worry about this shit. I'm all over the earth, not worried about, hey man, what's up with this shit? What's up with this? I don't want to have to think about no shit when I
don't know.
I want to live. I'm 40 something. I'm going light. I want something I can travel with. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be out of town thinking, man, trying to break in your house. You don't want to break in your house for. So, you want to think, hey man, I want to move around, travel. I don't want to ever have to be locked in and know where I can't do this because I got this. You see what I'm saying? My head always up. No jury ain't gonna never. I moved up. Yeah, I just need 24 hours of clarity to think it through. But yeah, I'm too valuable, kid. I got too much shit.
They probably got for about 100,000.
Anything that's material affect me.
Right. They probably got for about 100,000.
That's the blessing. When you blessed enough to go get whatever you want. Good morning, niece. When you blessed enough to get whatever you want. It ain't no, and then as an OG, I don't believe it was somebody from the city, honestly, but I don't know. like they from out of town. But a lot of people to Houston with the dream of I'm gonna be a rich, I'm gonna figure it out, and that be their whole life is trying to plot on some shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm blessed. So I'm too blessed to ever be stressed. You know what I'm saying? Too blessed to ever be stressed. Tighten up, move better. I ain't have insurance on all my shit. So that was a lesson learned. I should have paid for that insurance. I had some high quotes that up. But I gotta live in accountability. And I should have had insured all that shit. It would have been the biggest lick of the year. So that's my L. At the end of the day,
damn.
Well, you know.
Thank you for blowing up the channel, man. Thank you for blowing the channel up.
That none of that is nothing.
Glitch. Who's that? Glitch? Well, I can't even pronounce that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's cute. Appreciate
it's
you, though.
It's not effective. Right. It's all that shit custom. You gotta melt that down, kid. So it's worthless at this point. Yeah. Some of the chains ain't had no, wasn't personal, but most of that shit personal. So it's like you gotta. He probably got that
nigga buy $1 million of jewelry.
But at the end of the day, man, people tripping over it more than me. You know what I'm saying? I don't live like that. I live in a mindset of it's another blessing. Right. You can't sell none of my shit. Like, where you gonna go with it? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, this shit might turn into a whole nother blessing when I talk back to somebody. Unless I know too many people, I feel like that shit gonna pop up one or two. Something gonna happen. They gonna let me know what's up. I ain't even tripping. I'm just one day at a time. We'll give it more though. Well, will let me know. But I definitely got a bankroll. Man. Looking for. We trying to get a bigger bag. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get a bigger bag. Yeah, the only way I'm buying something, I'm just trying to teach y'all a lesson I had to learn. I should have paid for that, all that shit insured, but it was way too much to make sense. And if I ever get anything else, I'm only getting some shit that I'm gonna have 100% insured, where it don't matter. But I ain't finna be living no mindset of, man, I gotta watch some shit, watch where I go. I ain't doing none of that shit. I want to be able to travel with my shit, something like being an island. Extra shit. I'm 44 years old. I don't need all that. How many times we seeing the crash out for this? This how I crash out. Shit like this. Right? But the smart thing is to hit the lick. I didn't spend all my money on jewelry, so that's everything I have. But I don't want to put no jewelry or no cash no more. This should be too much of a hassle.
Damn, you did shit. Yeah, that's yeah. Then yeah, that's. I'm not. I never been a big. I never been a big jewelry person myself. I don't really care for jewelry. Even if I had the money to buy jewelry, I don't want eyes on me like that. Cause you just, especially with this recession, if I was able to come up on a lick like that, where I can afford a little $40,000 Rolex, which isn't really little. It's not little. A $40,000 Rolex is fucking expensive, but I don't know if I could. I would be too nervous that somebody gonna rob my ass. So. You know, let's say want to rob me for a $400-500 Apple Watch or some shit, then have at it. You ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? You can bet off. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get no. You can't resell that shit. You get probably maybe $200 for that shit when you try to resell it. You know what I'm saying? Just never been a big, you know. And I don't think they rob you for shoes no more. Because I think by the time you wear them, the shoes is worthless. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some little teenager. I'll probably try to rob you for some sneakers. You know. Damn, I don't know, something about somebody being in my personal space without me knowing. Just going through my shit. I don't know if I'd be able to sleep in that house no more. Like, let me move. You know what I'm saying? And how did they get inside this house from the penthouse? Like, don't you gotta go through like certain security to get to the penthouse? That's the whole point of being in a building like that, is you paying all that money a month for the security. You know, the part about a private, you know what I'm saying, the thing about a private residence, people can hop a fence, they can just break into, you know, they can figure out how to get into your shit. But a penthouse is supposed to be a security guard downstairs, and it's supposed to be another they have to go through. Then they got to get upstairs. It's supposed to be another way to get in through supposed to be a second entry that you got to get in, like a security. So I'm thinking that had to be like an inside job for him, like somebody that Somebody he knew or somebody in his camp set him up or knew his schedule, knew he wasn't gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? And I think he probably know who did it too. You know, a lot of times there be people that be in your entourage. You know, that's why it's not good to floss too much. Because when you floss too much, people be plotting against your ass. You know, set your ass get robbed, anything. Anyway, what do y'all think about this video? Leave your comments and subscribe to Charles in His World. Hit the thumbs up button. Shout out to all Urban Central.